Hey guys, Kevin here from Relax on Guitar. Just getting things set up for our live workshop tonight. So give me a second here or so to make sure we're working. So I'll be talking at the camera to you guys, but I'll also be looking at comments here so that I can keep up with what's going on. Okay, it looks good. We're on, and there's already a couple people watching, so that's good. So again, I'm Kevin from Relaxing on Guitar. Thank you so much for checking out this live workshop tonight. I've put together this workshop to help people with their strumming. Sorry, it's going to be very distracting to see who's there and who's there. So again, I'm Kevin from Relaxing on Guitar. Thanks so much for taking some time to check this workshop out. I'll be working on some things to help you learn how to strum your guitar along with your favorite songs. So that's our goal at the end of this workshop tonight, that you'll be able to do that. Shout out to John. Hey, thanks for joining in. And I might not be able to see all the comments. So if I don't see your comments, just let me know. My helper here will be helping us out because I'm not able to see them right now. Let me refresh my screen. All right, so I put together Relax and Learn Guitar to help second halfers, that's what I'm calling ourselves, I'm not saying anybody's old, to learn how to play the guitar and so they can relax and enjoy music. Hey Bill, thanks for joining in tonight. So the biggest thing with playing the guitar is that I just don't think there's anything better than sitting down and playing guitar, and before you know it, you feel a lot less stressed out from your crazy day. I feel like there's nothing more rewarding than playing like the best instrument on the planet, in my opinion. So I think playing guitar is the perfect way to relax, and I want to help people out. I very much appreciate the comments and questions I've been getting, both through email. Hey William, hey Otto, thanks for joining in. I love the questions that people have been asking and comments and suggestions. So I've really been trying to listen and put those things together. And my goal is to do some workshops for you guys on topics that are pretty common that folks have asked about, that I really think will help you get things together and be able to relax and learn the guitar. So this has been one of the most common questions I've been getting. So try to listen to folks, and let's get started with tonight's topic. I'm going to review a few things. So grab your guitar, make sure it's in tune, and follow along. Oh, and hey Deb, thanks for joining in tonight. So I talk a lot about, and I'm going to sound like I'm on repeat, but I talk with folks a lot about a couple of certain things. You're going to be tapping your toe a lot tonight, and you should be tapping your toe all the time. Oh, it's William Otto. Sorry, I didn't get the... I think I called you by your last name, so hey William. You're be tapping your toe, you should be doing that all the time. You should annoy everyone around you by tapping your toe. And the reason I say that is a little trick that we went over the last workshop we had, where you're going to tie an imaginary piece of string around your wrist and then tie around your toe, and that's going to help you when you tap your toe to strum in time. So hey Brad, hey Mike, thanks for tuning in tonight. It's cool to see some members too, so I got John and Deb, and I think Bill was on there, so it's really cool to see members or folks from the membership here too. So thanks a lot for taking the time to watch tonight. I appreciate it. So the reason I tell folks to annoy everyone and their neighbors with their toe tapping is I think it's one of the best ways to be able to learn how to strum your guitar in time, which will be helpful when you're strumming along to the songs that you love. So you've got your imaginary string tied around your wrist and your toe, and every time your toe goes down, or pulls your wrist down, and you strum. So you know the old saying, what goes up must come down. In guitar, it's what goes down must come up. So you strum down when your toe goes down, and when you strum up, your wrist is pulling your toe back up. So it's that type of motion. And another big question I get is when I'm strumming up on my guitar, do I got to hit all 6 strings? The answer is no. So you could hit maybe the first 3-4 strings and it's going to sound okay. So strumming down, your toe goes down and taps the floor. When you bring your wrist back up, your toe comes back up. So it's that kind of a motion. That's one of the big things I talk about. There's several other topics in that workshop, so if you haven't seen that, look for that one. I'll be repeating it pretty soon because it seems like people really like that one. So tonight we're going to do some strum patterns, and don't be intimidated by strum patterns. Strum pattern is basically this down and up motion, and we're going to be counting to 4 a lot too. So one of the first things I want to show people is really basic, but I kind of stick with it a lot because I think you really got to get the solid kind of basics down. Hey Don, what's going on? I was talking to you earlier. Thanks for joining in tonight. One of the things you really want to get down is this basic 1, 2, 3, 4 count. So my super exciting whiteboard here with the arrows on the down. So when your toe hits the ground, that's when you count 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can use this strum pattern, and this is really the strum pattern you should use with every song when you're first starting out to learn how to play songs. Not that every song has this strum pattern, but it will sound good with any song that you love and want to learn. So if you just take a G, we'll do a little Bob Dylan to start this off, a G chord, a D chord, and an A minor chord. And another thing I tell folks is the metronome is your friend, and I'm kind of a broken record there too. Just got a basic metronome here. I'm going to set it to 80 beats per minute just to kind of start off with. So hopefully you guys can hear that. And if you're doing this strum pattern with that chord progression of G, D, and A minor, just strumming down on the beats. So it's you should be strumming and your toes should be tapping on those numbers. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Use a metronome and you'll get that beeping kind of burned into your brain, and that's going to help your muscle memory and help you keep in time with music. And a strum pattern is nothing more than, this basic one with that progression. You can just knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The most important thing is to keep a steady rate, and that's what the metronome helps you with. I mean, I think I'm steady and all the time, and then I'll pop that metronome on and realize I usually play things too fast, just like I usually talk too fast and all that. But the metronome helps you remember to stay in rhythm and stay in time. Oh, what was the BPM? I just had that on an 80, just as a nice kind of beginning beat. That's what I would recommend if you're kind of first starting out. Being like that 80 beats per minute. So you have a nice, and you should strum down when it beeps. And your toes tapping when it beats. Down, up, down, up. And turn that off or else we'll all be annoyed with it. And you can use that with any song that you're trying to learn how to play, and it's kind of the basic on what everything else is built on, and then you can learn from there. So I do a lot of work in the membership with kind of starting with that strum pattern, and then when you've got that down, move on to the next one. Playing guitar is not really something you can just jump into, and I mean, you might have that natural talent. That's awesome if you do. But it's usually something you want to start with slow and build up to. John, I've had the same metronome as you, but I do not have a hard time hearing it as I strum. I guess well, you could be. I don't know. I don't know how annoying this would be. There's a little headphone jack on the side of it. I don't know if you've tried wearing like headphones while you're playing. I've never done that. Let's see. You know, it's like, it's as loud as it gets. So kind of experiment with it. But you don't have to.
You're breaking up.
Oh, that's not good. Hopefully it sticks together. I haven't had that. So Brad said he's having trouble because the video is breaking up here and there. Hopefully it stays with it. One thing with the metronome and strumming is you don't have to strum hard and heavy. It's something you really can have a light touch with. And that's kind of pattern number 2 to help you strum along to songs. When you have the strum patterns, it's really simple when you break it down this way. To bear with me while I draw a little bit. So your beats are on the 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you bring your wrist up, those are the ands. So down on the beat and up on the and. So that's kind of pattern number 2 that you can use a lot with most songs and really get a good feel for playing and strumming along with the songs that you like. I hope you can see my green marker here. If not, just let me know and I'll switch to something else. So you really want to get the 1, 2, 3, 4 count down. And once you've got that down, you're using a metronome. You're going to add in the up strums, and that's where people kind of sometimes they'll dig into it just so they make sure they're strumming up. And it really is about a fluid, steady rhythm, and you have your pick held. It's kind of on a 45-degree angle. There's some wrist movement there. You're not just kind of like a robot there. You are giving this kind of a movement when you're strumming. And that one sounds pretty good with that one, so. So again, you're strumming down on the beat and up on the ands. You've got a nice fluid motion, a nice kind of wrist movement here. If you're using the metronome for that, slowing it down just a little bit. So between those two patterns, you can get a lot done when you're first starting out and learning songs. I recommend kind of starting with those patterns when you're doing any kind of music that is kind of new to you. And another thing is playing slow is totally fine. That's what you should be doing starting out. So if you got to slow down the lyrics just in your head or the counting, that's fine too. You can work your way up to going faster. So you have like that strumming pattern also, just the up and down. Let's see, little Rolling Stones with just a G and a C. Saw her today, a reception, glass of wine in her hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and got a hi from Jim. What's up, Jim? Thanks for tuning in. If you guys come in a little late, it's totally fine. I'll leave this in the replay on the page so that you can go back and watch anything that you've missed. I probably won't leave it up forever, but I'll leave it up for a few days. For members, I could go ahead and put this in the membership if you like, and you can rewatch whenever you like. Can't always get what you want. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Nice and steady. Toe goes down on the beat. Hand goes up on the end. So between those two patterns, you can get a whole lot done. And a strumming pattern doesn't have to be totally intricate or intimidating. All a strum pattern is taking this basic, there's 8 beats there obviously, or 8 possible strums. It's just removing them, and you get different strum patterns. So one of the common strum patterns you can use, let's see, my eraser out here. Let's take out these. Thanks. Work keeps getting... Man, work totally gets in the way of my guitar. I can tell you that for sure, Jim. I would love nothing better than to be able to just play guitar and work with folks and play guitar with them all day long. But I too have a job that gets in the way for sure. But hey, you made it, so that's cool. Let's see. Sure I got this right. So strum patterns, if you just basically erase some of the ups and downs, you get strum patterns. So here's one that you can use. And I'll just keep with the Bob Dylan, because you can kind of see the progression that you can make. So for that G, D, and A minor, make sure I'm doing the right one, yeah. So you can start out with just the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get those first 2 patterns. With this one, we've erased a few things, and you can get this kind of a strum pattern. Again, you can use that with the metronome, slower if you need to. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you get that kind of effect. And there's probably like 9 or 10 strum patterns that I kind of go through on these live videos with folks. And if you've signed up for the email list, members can download the strum pattern in the membership. If you need to know where that's at, just let me know. And for those of you signed up, I did provide a link for a little strum chart. I don't have my hands on it right now. It's on my desk over there, but you should have gotten that in your email. So check your email for that. It's a summary of all the different strum patterns that we have for these workshops. You can tack it up on your wall in front of you where you practice at, and you'll be able to refer to that. There you go. Looks like this. So it's just kind of it's my super fancy representation on the whiteboard on a little handout for you. So grab that out of your email. We're not going to cover all these tonight. We're going to cover a few of those. We might cover some more of those in the future on other workshops. So those are kind of 3 main ones you can use. You can also, let's see here, go with another change here. Add a little add another up strum on the end of this one. And you get pattern number 3, or actually 4, with a down, 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 up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so just running through those 4 patterns, you can build on the progressions and what you'll be making to change to make things a little more interesting each time. So things will get boring if you're always doing this, but you should always do that at first. You can make it a little more interesting with pattern 2. And when you got that one down real well, you can do pattern 4, or pattern 3, sorry. That one down, go down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that would work on the Stones song. And that one sounds better just. So strum patterns are basically just moving around and changing when you're going to hit the strings. Your hands are always in that, the strumming hand's always in the up and down, so you're always doing this. It's just when you're actually hitting the strings that determines what the strum pattern is that you're using. Let's see, I'll do another one. Take out that. You have strum number 5. 'Cause you can have any of the chords or songs you're working on, and there's 5 strum patterns right there that you can work through that just change things up a little bit and remove or take away the ups and downs, and you can change the strum pattern up pretty quickly. You always want to have your trusty, well, the other thing is too, I always recommend using a metronome to kind of stay in time, and once you've progressed some, you can basically use the record as your metronome. So once you've got the timing down, you can make those chord changes for the song you're playing, then by all means turn the record on that you're learning and playing and use that, tap your toe to that. So, when you're tapping that toe, you want to listen for the snare drum, usually. That's the main beat of the song, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's also when you are at a concert or a bar or whatever and people are clapping, they're usually clapping on the beat, hopefully, or maybe the 1 and the 3. That's a very common one. If they're not clapping in time, you're going to notice it, right? You can always tell the folks that are in the concert or the room or whatever that aren't clapping in time, and that's the same thing with guitar. Like, I really believe that learning some of the open chords and some of the really good concepts, playing in time and rhythm is the best way to really get good at the guitar. It's the one thing that's probably the most important thing about playing the guitar is playing in rhythm. Because you can, when you're playing individual notes and you flub, you can kind of correct it pretty quickly. But if you're giving it that kind of stuff, if there's buddies playing with you, or you're playing along to a record, or for some friends or family, they're going to notice if you're not playing in rhythm and time. We got that. So tack up that little strum chart up, and you can use that to practice with. The one other one I wanted to cover tonight, the strum pattern. And you should do these kind of in progression like we're doing them tonight. You know, spend a little more time on them, obviously, but really progress from just the basic downs, the down and up strums, and then on up, build from there. So the last one for tonight I was going to show folks. Make sure I get it right. Is this one. Whoa. So it's a little more funky because you're skipping that and on the last beat. So it's like that. So it's a 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. E minor and that kind of D9 chord, and you got a little horse with no name, which also sounds good with just down and up. And that's kind of a faster one. You want to work your way up to that. But that's a nice pattern, that 6th pattern, if you just basically take away that up strum on the and, the first one and the last and, you kind of get that cool pattern there. So with that Bob Dylan tune, you can make your way through. Pattern 2. See 3 chords there. Throw in like 6 different strum patterns. A lot you can do with it. Use that metronome to kind of keep in time and get that burn in your brain so you're playing in time. And really pay attention to being, I know it's like relax, make sure you're relaxed, but you do want to be a steady fluid motion. I spend a lot of time on this just because I want folks to learn this the right way, not the fast way. If you learn it the right way, the things you build on as you move along and learning guitar will go much better, much smoother. So you want to tap that toe, remember that little string trick and your picking arm and hand, kind of rotating. You can take any of the songs you want to learn, if you got the chords down, apply these strum patterns and you'll be strumming to your songs that your favorite songs that you like, and hopefully it works out for you. Let's see, Jim said, thanks. Work keeps... Oh, I got that one already. Just wanted to read the work gets in the way comment again. So, any questions, pop them in here real quick, and I will definitely get back to you. Like I said, if you haven't checked your email, for those folks on the email list, you can grab that strum chart. And for the members that are on the video tonight or the workshop tonight, everything that I do here is obviously there in the membership that you're able to rewatch, and the downloads for those things too. If you've got any questions at all, let me know and I will definitely get back to you. I try to answer all the questions I get, and for the membership I definitely try to fill all the requests that I get from folks too as much as I can. So let's see. Some more people have joined in late here, so if you have any questions that what I've covered tonight, just let me know. And even if you think of it later, if you put a comment in here, I will definitely get back to you. It is about 7:30, so I was going to wrap things up there. And I think what I'll do is maybe a part 2 of this workshop that covers the rest of the strum patterns on that chart. There's just so many, obviously, strum patterns are infinite. There's just some good core ones, and I think starting with these 5 or 6, especially the first 2, as basic as they feel and sound, start with those 2 strum patterns to strum along with your songs. You can always work in the more complex parts later. You want to get that core part down with those in steady time and in rhythm with your friend the metronome and your friend the toe tapping. So the let's see what else I got there. Make sure I covered everything. Yeah, I think I have. So thanks again for tuning in tonight. It doesn't look like there's more questions here, so if there is, it's okay, you can pop them in there. But thanks for tuning in, taking the time to check out the workshop. I hope you like it, and hope that I've given you some things that you can use as you're learning guitar. I believe that you are never too old to learn, and I've heard from members that love playing guitar and look forward to playing after a stressful day. Other folks that never thought they'd play guitar in front of people that are now entertaining their friends and family at get-togethers, which is awesome. And folks who never thought they'd sing and play guitar, but after many different programs or lessons, that kind of thing, they're now playing and singing guitar at the same time, which is awesome to hear. I love hearing about folks that are making that progress. I got a thumbs up from
Brad Davis
Bill Meadows.
has a question.
Oh, Brad Davis
see the
says,
question?
"Did I see the question?"
I did not.
Sorry, Brad, we did not see the question. Dan Kent, hi from the UK. Thanks, love your... Whoa, another UK. I've got some folks from the UK in the membership, so it always blows me away that I can work with and talk to folks all the way across the pond, as the UK folks say. So hey, Dan, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're liking the lessons. So Brad, I did not see the question. If you've got one, if I could ask you to type it in there again, I can maybe grab it the second time around. And if not, if we don't get to that piece, then if you pop it in there later, I'll definitely answer your question for you. I was saying that working with folks in the membership and even folks from across the pond in the UK, very cool to hear the stories from folks. If you want to, you can do those same things. You can play guitar, you can entertain your friends and family, you can sing and play at the same time, you can strum along to your favorite songs. Oh, so you just sent it. You just sent the comment again, or sorry, back to Brad. You just sent the comment again, or you just sent an email again, maybe. So the only comment I'm seeing is just sent it again from you.
It's not showing up on the phone either.
Yeah, it's not showing up on here, so I'm not sure what the deal is. If it's an email that you sent, I'll definitely get back to you after I'm done here with the broadcast. If it's a comment, for some reason it's not showing up. I'll go back through and look at it, though, and definitely answer it for you. Yeah, I'm not getting the comment. I'm seeing these last 2 comments from you, but I'm not seeing the other comments. Unless it was an email question, I can check my email. But with this working with folks, it's great to see the progress they make. You can do the same thing. You can play the guitar. You're never too old to learn. Why not start now? So if you haven't, head over to relaxandlearnguitar.com. Head over to the website. You can get more free lessons there, blog posts. And if you have not yet signed up, you can pop in your email address and you'll get email notifications about these live workshops. And I'll also be putting, whenever there's some kind of handout or PDF that I can send people a link to, you'll also get that if you sign up on the email list. You can help follow along with these workshop topics. So yeah, definitely do that if you haven't checked out the website. It's relaxandlearnguitar.com. Like I said, free stuff there, and make sure if you want email notifications to get on that list, and you'll get notifications for workshops and the cool materials too. So, let's see. I see that you said effect singing, so not really sure what that means, Brad. So maybe I can message you after the after the broadcast is done, I can message you and see what your question is and try to help you there. Let's see. I think that's it as far as the content. So, with the exception of Brad, I'll get back to you personally after this broadcast to see what's going on there with you. Other than that, thanks to guys for everyone showing up tonight and tuning in. It's cool to see Dan. I've seen you poking around. I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm glad you were able to check this one out. If you got in late and missed the part, you can definitely go back and watch it. It's not a problem. And head over to the website and check out the free stuff there too if you like. I'll put a link to the website in the description of this live workshop. So again, thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I love working with folks and love talking to the members in the Relax and Learn Guitar membership too. So thanks to you guys for tuning in tonight too and checking things out. So I will see you guys all later at the next live workshop.